Welcome everyone to another episode of Drink While You Think. We were pre-gaming a little bit there. I'm Kenji, he is Matthew, and look who we've got with us. It's
Hey, Amanda.
Amanda Aguillard, our only two-time guest ever. We love Amanda. We're so excited to get Amanda back. For any crazy person who missed out on the first edition of you, who don't know you, which I can't imagine anyone doesn't know you. Give us the rundown. Who are you, girl? What you been up to? Who is Amanda?
Right now, I'm a carb-eating, cheap wine drinking, not sleeping mama to two teenagers. But most of the time, before mid-March, I was like a very sophisticated, elegant CPA in New Orleans. I had all my shit together. Like it was, people looked up to me, Kenji. But not those days is gone. Now I'm just like hanging on like everybody else, holding on by a thread.
Luckily, we're hanging on by doing what we always do, drinking with our friend. We've done this before with Amanda in New Orleans, which is even much, much better. I think last time I showed a picture of all of us riding on a trolley car and bar hopping. It was awesome. But what are you drinking today, Miss Aguillard?
Okay, well, so y'all, I think y'all know this about me. I'm not a beer drinker. So my drink of choice would normally be what my grandmother would have called a reasonably priced white wine. You know, it came with a box or something. So that is my drink of choice these days. Normally in Corona times, you just got to take what's available. However, I know you guys are beer people, so I reached out to a friend of mine who is part owner in a local brewery and asked him to send me some beers. So I thought I could show you what he dropped off on the front porch, totally social distanced and sanitized. And you guys can pick one for me?
That's me. Yes, I love it. This is awesome. Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's see what you got.
Okay, so the brewery is called Port Orleans. Their tagline is brewed below sea level. So the first one he dropped off to me is the Dorada. It's a Mexican style lager. Okay, so Dorada.
Okay, Mexican style lager.
Okay.
Right.
The next one that he dropped, or the next one on my desk that I want to show you guys is a Strawberry Gose. Is that's how you say it, right? A Gose.
Yep.
Strawberry Gose. Okay. It's seasonal.
Cool.
This one is called Haze Maze.
Haze Maze. Oh.
Haze Maze. Apparently, it's a double IPA.
Woo.
Okay.
Got a kick.
And then this one's called Kennerbra Kolsch, which there's like a slang thing here. Kenner is a suburb of New Orleans. And so people say, oh, you from Kenner, brah. So it's
Kenner, brah. Oh.
So you guys can pick one of those for me to drink.
Matthew, what's your vote?
I think you should go with the fruity one.
The Strawberry Gose?
Yep.
I'm going to go with the strawberry too. We got to go sweet like Amanda.
Oh.
You know.
All right.
We're buttering you up.
Crack it open. Thank you.
Okay. We'll rate them later. We'll give your friend a good plug and we'll have to hopefully rate it high. Matthew, do you have anything as exciting as that?
Nope. I'm trying to do a different one every time though. I'm doing the Tangerine Express IPA from Stone today.
Oh, it's a West Coast brewery. Nice. Okay. I like it. I think San Diego originally.
I didn't have any Abita in the house. I was going to do an homage to,
I'm really running low. Someone's waving like, I'm on the phone.
Yeah, Jack. I'm like, no, on the phone. Okay.
You can be on. Yeah, you can come drink with your mom on the. I'm just doing. I think I've had it on here before. The can actually is a little dented. I'm running through my a Night On Ponce IPA. Always a solid from Three Taverns here in Atlanta. I got to make a run maybe tomorrow because after this, I'm down to Miller Lights and I'm down to, we've got some of those seltzers, which I haven't had, which I might have to drink one on.
Trulies?
It's not the White Claw, it's Truly. We have Trulies here. My wife said, she's kind of a closet fan of them. She's like, they're pretty good. So we'll see. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Everybody.
Something's off with that. Dented, funky can.
Bad way?
Okay. I'll gut through it. Okay. So I guess firstly and most importantly, why you always got to hate on my Falcons, on my Dirty Birds? Like, what is the deal with you?
You know what? I'm going to give you an apology on the air. Because I realize I really do pick on you about that so much. And I'm not really that invested in it. And I don't hate Atlanta that much. Like, I actually like Atlanta a lot. It's just so convenient.
It is convenient. I know.
It's so convenient. Like, it's like every few weeks or every couple months, I'll see something, a meme or whatever. I was like, that's so witty.
Yep. It comes my way.
It's like I just don't want to waste the humor. And so
that's fair. That is fair. I'll take it. You know what? I take it as I know you pick on me a little bit like that, but I know it's out of love, and so I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump into the fun stuff. So I'm rocking out my accounting salon gear because I am very, very proud that I've been able to be part of the accounting salon for the past 2 years. There's someone on this call who's been very, very sad that he has not been a part of salon. However, that gets to change now, right? So
That's
salon was going to be here in May in New Orleans, kind of a small group. And you and David Leary made a decision to do it up differently. Tell us about that. Like, what was, I think we kind of know the why now.
Yeah. We held on for a long time, but
yeah.
So
you didn't cancel or you didn't postpone. You're just doing it differently. Yeah.
We're doing it differently. We're pivoting is what he calls it. And honestly, I think it's going to end up being really great. So it was supposed to be in New Orleans in person, and we made the decision that we would turn it into a virtual conference. So, it is an intimate conference. I think we have 9 speaker sessions lined up, and they're being given by people who are just natively cloud savvy. And so we figured, what a better group than this one to turn it into something virtual. And then even better than that, we can now invite everybody. So we have turned it into like what some people might call a very exclusive, closed, secretive sort of deal. We are now opening it to the world. Anybody can come. It's free. You just have to sign up.
That's all you got to do is sign up.
And Kenji's speaking. He and
Michael Lee and I
are talking about probably the most relevant topic.
Talking about culture in a remote workforce. I mean, like, we're probably should have a lot of people teach us about it now, but no, it'll be a great topic. Matthew, aren't you excited? You get to come to Accounting Salon now. Look at me still.
I'm not accepting this backdoor invitation. No.
Matthew's like, I wasn't coming for the content, people. Coming for the other stuff. But so we've got 9 great sessions put on by Accounting Salon members, and it's really the identical slate of speaker sessions we would have had on site. So everybody's invited to come.
That's cool. You guys found a way that
break it up and talk on our own too. Like, are we gonna have small groups and stuff like that? Who knows? We have to come to find out.
I'm trying to work that.
Okay.
You probably. It's funny because this is kind of a little bit of a. I feel like we all kind of know each other. Everybody knows everybody. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I haven't heard, and maybe I'm just missing out. Like, in all the conferences, right, that we go to, I've mostly heard about cancel or postponing. Have you heard of any others that are going virtual?
I
haven't. I mean,
no.
that's why I thought this was unique and interesting to me. I'm like, wow, okay, this was we are going to have it. Like, I do think it really represents what, I mean, it was your and David's vision, but when I think about what the accounting salon is, these really are kind of modern firms who are cloud-based and are used to working remote. So I think it makes really, really good sense from a branding perspective. I'm like, yeah, it's going to go on. It'll be a little bit different, but almost just kind of like all of us with our businesses too. Like, we're pushing through. It's a little bit different, but it's actually not that different for some of us. So I thought it was an interesting choice y'all made.
Yeah, and you know this because you've been in the room the last couple of years, but I've always asked at the end of every year, do we have an obligation as those of us who, have been pioneers in this space, do we have an obligation to share this with the world? And so it was almost as if divine intervention, like, here's your chance. You've got all this great content, it's lined up, you've got speakers. All I've got to do is set up some Zoom webinars and invite people. And I think we're up to almost 500 registrations right now.
That's
and we're
awesome.
a month out. Today is what? Today's the 7th, right? Or something?
Yeah.
April
Yeah.
7th? that we're recording this, and it will be on May 5th. So we're just a little under a month out, and we have 500 registrations, which is great. And it's free CPE, people.
Free CPE. You can't beat that. I mean, that's awesome.
You're starting to get me back.
We'll get them back in there. I think it's cool. I mean, outside of it had easily the best pre-conference of any conference before, because it was, you'd come out and we'd go early, and this year we can't obviously do Jazz Fest. Oh my gosh, rip John Prine. Oh my gosh, I was sad. Lots of challenges out there. But anything else you're kind of nervous about? You feel like that it may be a little bit difficult to translate from a virtual perspective, or you're like, nah, we're moving forward?
I really don't. I mean, the folks that are speaking, I know everybody pretty well, and I know that they've done this lots of times. So no, I'm really not worried about it. But I hope that doesn't come back to bite me.
Nah, that'll be great.
So
what do you guys think? I'll start with Matthew on this one. So conference season is kind of outside of Accounting Salon, which is just pushing forward and doing its thing and actually expanding and growing. And I will say real quick, Amanda, I have been in the room when we've all talked about that desire to help the profession. And I totally agree with you. Everybody in that room at Accounting Salon has always talked about, it is nice, it's intimate, but what do we do as a responsibility back to the profession? And you're right, maybe this is fate intervening, because we were trying to always figure out how to do it, with keeping it intimate and keeping some discussion. So I do think it's a really cool way that we're all going to be able to hopefully give back a bit to the profession as a whole. But Matthew, what are conferences going to look like in the future? I mean, are these going to be where now, like, people forget this, I'm going to go virtual? Or do you think this whole time period right now, people are going to go, you know what? I'm not taking the opportunity to be physically at a physically at a conference with people for granted anymore. And maybe conferences physically become more important to people. Maybe they become a bigger deal. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get back out there. Do you have a sense of which way you think it'll go?
For me, yeah, they've become more important. I think that
you're struggling, right?
Oh yeah, this is terrible. People that just get I guess people classify me as a high E on the extrovert, chain of things. So I think, those personal contact, personal connections are really underrated, regardless. And conferences are the time when we see our peers and we see a lot of our, partners. And we've really been able to get some great, the thing that you won't be able to replicate or be really hard to replicate. Interesting to hear what you guys do at Accounting Salon is the 3 or 4 people that get together and start a side conversation that really gets to be additive for your business. That just happens in the corner between sessions or, after dinner. There's always those kinds of things that are just really kind of serendipitous kind of interactions, to borrow a phrase from our co-working spaces, where you just are around people and just tends to be just serendipitous to you. So hopefully that's something, I think, that's a secret sauce that'll be hopefully replicated in some of these virtual settings.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, what are you thinking? I mean, I know you got to get through this 2020 Accounting Salon, but have you and David thought about 2021, or is that just like, we got to get through this one and figure the next one out and what it might look like, or what are your thoughts?
Well, I got to tell you, when we get hundreds of registrations within a couple of days of opening it, I don't know that we're going back. I think they're going to run in parallel, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think that probably going forward, we'll do the on-site intimate original Accounting Salon, and then we'll replicate that content virtually. Yeah. We're calling it Salon V virtual, because couldn't come up with anything better fast enough. So, so we're doing Salon V. So I wouldn't be surprised if 2021 has both an on-site Accounting Salon and a Salon V.
Well, that's kind of cool, because that maybe that's what people really will come out of this as more choice for people, right? Is where I couldn't come to XeroCon, I couldn't come to QuickBooks Connect, or whatever it might be, and maybe more of them will develop a virtual side of it. I think AICPA Engage has experimented with that before, where you can do kind of a virtual, but I'm not sure it really was full-fledged. So maybe that's this opportunity going forward, is people can kind of pick and choose. Like if you're a high E like Matthew, or probably actually all 3 of us on this call, we're like, okay, I want to go and I want to see people.
I'm an introvert.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Have you read that book Quiet by Susan Cain?
I've not, no.
Okay, you should, well, you're not an introvert, but for anybody that's listening to this that is an introvert, she talks about how introverts are not shy necessarily, and when they need to be on and engaging, they will be, but afterwards they're a little bit tapped out and they need some quiet and solace, and I think that's me.
That's you.
Mm-hmm.
So would that be your natural state then? It's like, okay, somewhere kind of quiet. And we talk a lot about like hiking and outdoors and kind of getting away. So I guess, okay, I can see that. That makes some sense.
Cooking alone. There's a theme.
I've seen a bunch of your recipes you put out there. You're doing some mad cooking. It's been
mad cooking.
Yeah,
this is like peak cooking for Amanda. Like stuff like this came out of my mouth the other day, Kenji and I making fun. Kids, I'm gonna try this new recipe on you. It's called chicken fried steak. And I made the kids chicken fried steak. Can you believe me, being from the deep south? I've never made chicken fried steak at home, but because it's horrible for you, I wouldn't like. That's not something I would normally make for my children for dinner. I was like, the grocery store had I'm gonna lay a new one on you people. It's meat fried with gravy. Of course, they loved it. So
I was gonna say
that's falling apart in my household.
The kids probably loved it though, right? They loved it.
But my kids are, they have metabolisms like crazy. They're 16 and 15. They're athletes. Yeah. I mean, I look at it in my it's there. So
ours would kill for some of that right now because every time we try to do something healthy here, I mean, they're just there's no meat. By the way, has anyone done? We're going on a side tangent, which we knew we would do with this group. Has anyone cooked any of the Beyond beef yet? I did.
What do you think?
You did too, Matthew?
Yeah, remember Ivy decided to be vegetarian for a while on a bet, not out of principle. She had a bet she had to win.
That makes sense for your daughter. She would want to win a bet. Yeah.
My 13-year-old daughter. Don't bet her or anything.
So you guys did try to.
Money.
You went the Beyond Beef stuff? You tried it?
I didn't. And I cooked it for her.
Oh, you didn't try it?
She said it was fine. I made it I made tacos for her instead of ground beef tacos. We
did 2 weekends ago. We did Beyond Beef burgers, and they were so disgusting smelling when you open them up, and I had to do the patty. Like it was like so gross, but weird. Like when you put it on the grill and you cook it, it's not perfect, but it is interesting. Now the only thing I'll say is like it's
not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Not the same.
What is it really made of? Is it like soybean based?
I think so. It's plants and stuff. It's kind of, I don't know. We tried it, but my teenagers were like, "This tastes like a burger. This is good." They liked it. I couldn't believe it. Now my wife and I were kind of like, if we're really gonna do meat, let's just eat good. Good steaks. Good.
It's not coming to the tailgate. That's all I'm telling you.
No, I promise you, we'll not come to the tailgate.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy with your.
It won't be.
Facial hair.
All right, getting us back on track. I guess, and some of this falls into somewhat what I'll be talking about, I guess, in a month at Accounting Salon. But also, I think about what really Accounting Salon has been for me. I think New Orleans, May, Jazz Fest, all these amazing people is what I think of Salon. But the other thing I think of Salon also too is I log on to the Accounting Salon Slack channel every day. I'm on that thing all the time. It's incredibly active. It's a big part of my day and routine. It's a community that's become really, really, really important to me. And I think there are others now who are now understanding and seeing that like, okay, I can't go in the office. I've got to try to shift a community that was around a water cooler physically, or I've got to create a community somewhere virtually. I guess maybe both you guys. I mean, I think Acuity, we've been fortunate. We've got a pretty strong virtual kind of community. We saw so many messages last week with this crazy PPP and all the stuff we were doing. I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious to you guys. How would someone who's never really been a part of like trying to create a virtual community, how do they get started? Like, how do they? I mean, I know what the end result looks like, and that's one that's very valuable and important to me, but I'm just trying to think about how we would maybe help other firms. Like, here's how you get started and try to get a virtual community going. Either one of you guys have a thought about how to do it?
Matthew.
Oh, you can
Come on, Mr. May. Come on, Matthew. You're going first.
I think it all starts with tools. You got to really think about the tools you want to use. They help you really understand what you want to do. And so, like for us, we wanted to replicate the water cooler and eliminate email. So Slack was a good tool. Zoom is a video conferencing tool. Like you can kind of patchwork around things. You can use Google Meet and stuff like that. I think there's going to be some other, I think one of the best parts about this is there's going to be some other tools that come out. I think there are going to be some like chat tools that have like hundreds of people on them where you can join different groups and just chat, and you can go places like a virtual park or a virtual whatever and just pop in and join the conversation and things like that. I think that's a tool. I think that there's some in development out there, but none are really developed. So, but if you're just getting started, you start with the tool. Like, what is the first problem you're wanting to solve?
Yeah, Matthew, by the way, has been. It's funny now. Like Zoom is now one of those things that's become part of the lexicon. Like when my parents now, everybody knows about Zoom.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks ago, you and I were on Zoom all the time, but like nobody besides our little kind of core group of people about Zoom. Yeah, I have my like stay-at-home mom friends are like, yeah, we're gonna have a Zoom at 3. I'm like, you guys know Zoom? What?
Yeah. There's Zoom like happy hours everywhere.
I did a Zoom Clue game for the kids. So I set up 2 computers in my house. So I had the secret cards for Clue, and my daughter had one of the things, and then all the other kids had them. And then they would tell each other, instead of showing the cards, they would tell each other on the chat which one they caught. So they played Clue online. So,
no way.
Dude, I did it. But I mean, as you get comfortable with the tools, you can do fun stuff like that, So like, people come up with different things, so just start using the tools.
All right, Amanda. I feel like some of the accounting salon stuff was kind of organic, but that has become a really essential virtual community for a lot of us. Any thoughts looking back on that, like how that came to be, or?
Yeah, it was like most of accounting salon, kind of a happy accident, right? Mm-hmm. The whole thing was sort of like, I have this idea. What about this? And then we met the first year, and I was like, we should probably set up a Slack channel so that everybody can talk and so we can continue this in between conferences. And like you said, over the last month with all of this legislation and quarantining, like it's become invaluable. Like I would suggest that maybe the Accounting Salon Slack channel on COVID might be the best resource for these this legislation that's out there in the accounting world. But I will say it's been fun because we admitted 10 new members this year to Accounting Salon, and they've never been in the room with us physically, and that was going to happen in May for the first time. But the whole group has just like embraced these folks, and these folks have come out the same way, like participating and being vulnerable and being funny, and there's always a little bit of fun conflict, I guess, in there, because it's a group of 45 really smart people. So that's
you mean like Falcons versus Saints stuff?
Correct.
You mean, or okay, just checking to make sure.
Yeah. So it's been really cool to see how it's evolved, even with the new people that haven't met each other maybe in person. So and we added this year, we added another Australian, Clayton Oates, in addition to Heather Smith, who was our first Australian, and then we added 2 ladies from the UK.
Yeah.
So in addition
worldwide,
to our 3 Canadians. So it's kind of cool how we can do this across hard borders. Yeah, I think it's just the being able to share information. Like right now, it is so valuable. We said that amongst our team. Like I had to apologize to a bunch of other Slack channels that I'm in with people, because I'm like, hey, it's been so busy this past week. The stuff we had going on at Acuity was so nuts. So we looked at our Slack metrics, and we were like, no, go figure, an all-time high for Slack messages. It was unbelievable how many were flying around. But we were telling everyone, listen, there's a lot of information and news out there. The best place is going to be back here in certain channels at Acuity, where we can actually share experiences and of what's going on with clients and things. And so those virtual communities are unbelievably helpful.
But I think the way that people oftentimes kind of learn how to get into them is where, yeah, you're having fun on them, right? Whether it's Shelly, who's got a funny background, you know, of like Tiger King, or yes, you're giving me some 28-3, you know, stuff on Falcons, or, you know, things we do inside of our firm where it's just kind of silly and funny that invites people in. But once they're in, I think it's been incredibly a powerful tool. We'll be interested to see what people end up moving forward. I know that the one area I will say I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue on is all of like the webinars and all the video stuff. I mean, we're doing this right now and it's the only way to do it, but like, I think everyone's looking forward to kind of getting beyond that, at least where it's just an alternative. But
yeah, I don't
I'm
want
on one next week. I'm doing one next week, but yeah.
No PPP webinars anymore, please.
Yeah. I'm kind of tired of the like, we're thinking of you in this crisis emails I'm getting from.
Oh my gosh.
Like I got one from Touch Tunes. Do you know what Touch Tunes is? It's a bar jukebox app. Okay. It is a jukebox app. You can walk into a bar, say I'm in this bar, and you can pay credits or whatever and play music, right? It's a great app. Not really sure that they need to be thinking about me right now. Like, what is my, you know, are you okay, Amanda? I'm like, are you afraid that I haven't been in the bar for a while? Like, why the urgency of, you know, why are you caring about me? But that was the most out there one that I got.
COVID-19 is definitely a very good opportunity to realize what mailing lists we're all on, for sure.
And to get off of, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right, it's come that time. We need to think about ranking our beers. So I'm going to do a little screen share with, okay, hold on. I have to change it up because otherwise it was on my email. I'm sure there's something embarrassing in that right now.
Yeah, if not, I'll send one. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. People, we have one friend you can see. One friend. We need more friends on Untapp'd. But let's go through our beers. We'll go Matthew first. Again, Matthew, you're
the Stone Tangerine Express.
Okay, you're drinking the Stone Brewing Tangerine Express. Be thinking while I pull this up.
I always like to see what the average is. So, like, if I'm going to bring it up.
Oh, you're cheating. I should do this blind.
There's the Tangerine. No, I've already had it. It's 4.25. I already have mine in my head.
Do you guys write reviews or you just give them ratings?
Just ratings.
Yeah, it's rating. That's too much work. 4.25, Matthew, you said?
Yeah.
So are you kind of converting into IPA? I mean, is it if it's an IPA, as long as there's kind of a fruit kind of piece to it, are you okay? Or that's a high rating for you.
The tangerine, the lime, like so like the one of my favorite ones is the Dogfish Head sea salt lime one. That's a really good one. So
well, we'll get into Amanda's here in a minute. I'll rate mine. This one's I'm going to give this a 4. It's a good, solid Atlanta IPA.
Even though you have one.
But I was going. We got salt in it, so that is a component. A lot of Goses almost kind of taste. You combine fruit with it because it kind of almost has a little bit of a salt kind of characteristic to it. But remind me again, Amanda, the name of the brewery. It's
Port Orleans.
Port Orleans. Please support Port Orleans. Thank you for supporting.
There it is.
Drink
Port Orleans Brewing.
Even though you didn't send me and Kenji beers, but Amanda,
you can't right now. I'm looking for it. Hold on, there's more.
See if it'll. I don't know. Is it?
I'm looking. It'll be there.
I want that one. I want coffee break. If you're listening, Port Orleans, send me coffee break.
Hold on, we gotta keep looking through all their beers. We saw some of those other ones.
I want coffee break.
Good Lord, that's a lot of.
Look at that go to Port. GEA. Yeah. Oh, you guys.
The name. That's what the search bar is for.
I'll type in the name. I was gonna use it to the brewery.
This is like the first time she's gonna have to like crop out like sections of the.
Wait, I thought it come up now. Strawberry Gose. No. One too many.
See, sometimes it's like it's too many. We'll keep going. Hold on. This must be a really unique one. So we got to keep scrolling here. Or we may just have to. Oh my gosh, we have our first.
Make it. You broke the matrix, Amanda.
Strawberry swirl milkshake IPA. Yeah. I don't see it.
I don't see it. I just did a search on mine too.
Okay. Well, shoot.
Oh well.
Actually, this makes sense with Amanda. I mean, Amanda has
such an obscure
off the radar.
So off the radar. Like if you go out with her, listen, if you hang out with her in New Orleans, you ain't hitting French Quarter. You ain't going to Bourbon Street. You're going to all these cool, amazing bars. You're not drinking some beer that like, oh, let me get that Miller Lite that I can drink off the right. You're drinking something incredibly eclectic. So can't even be rated.
Mm-hmm. So authentic, right?
Well, how do you even sign up for Accounting Salon? Like, I don't know.
Good question, Matthew. It's simple. AccountingSalon.com/salonv.
Okay. Well, I was curious to me because I didn't get any notice. Like Kenji didn't tell me.
Stop. It's not my job to
you're
tell
on our mailing list.
No, I am.
You probably opted out, therefore.
He opted out because he was sad.
After I got like blackballed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's not.
I blackballed him. He's not allowed. It's okay. I'll tell him. That's normally a secret process. I will state for the record, I blackballed you. You're not allowed.
Oh. You're always allowed with me, Matthew.
You got the worst of the half. That's fine. You can have the bad half. So
she's getting ready for the upgrade.
Matthew used to be my husband.
Oh, I know.
That's true.
People thought we were married. Like that's happened a couple times.
No, it's only happened. It only happened once.
Las Vegas and Atlanta.
Oh, Las Vegas. No, that was when. No, that's when I covered for you because you were smoking.
It's you gotta watch all the way to the end of a drink while you think sometimes to find the real good details.
That was rough. I don't even remember. Like that was sketchy. That was a Accountex in maybe 2015.
I don't know. All I knew is the first time I met you, and the first thing you said to me was, "Hold my cigarette."
Vegas, people. Vegas.
Oh, God.
Accountants in Vegas.
In Vegas stays in Vegas. I guess we're gonna have to crop that out.
Not anymore, apparently.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Exactly. You did that one.
No.
Jeez. You got awesome, Amanda. Thank you so much for jumping on. I can't wait to do Accounting Salon V. Everyone sign up for it. Come check it out. It's gonna be awesome. And you are awesome. We love you to death. And you can keep teasing me and Matthew about the Falcons because we know it comes from love.
It does come from love. Atlanta's like my second home. I love you guys. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope to see y'all soon. Hopefully,
next time it'll happen. See y'all.
Love you. Bye.